Welcome everybody to the rundown. Like, share, comment, and thank you for joining. I am Jessica from Blessings Wellness Center, and
I am Sheena from Sheena Master Motivation, and our special guest today is Mr. H Bosh Jr. of Made It to Believe LLC Network.
Made to Believe LLC, right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Amazing.
Much appreciated.
Yeah. I was reading up on some of your stuff that you do, but I want you to tell us more about it.
Okay. First again, thank you, Shayna and Jess, for giving me the opportunity to come on this amazing show and use this platform to bring awareness and exposure to what I do. Made to Believe LLC Network is a personal and professional development company. We specialize in empowering people to overcome their adversities.
That's awesome. We need that in this days and times that we're going through right now. Definitely need more of that.
Absolutely.
Not being rude, hon. I'm just trying to share so all my platforms so we can get as many viewers. So if you see me looking at my phone,
so like I said, So like I said, once again, we Made to Believe LLC is a personal and professional development company that specializes in helping people to overcome, to make productive and significant changes in their lives by overcoming their adversities.
Now, how did you start that? What made you want to bring that to the world?
Good question. MTB is actually the initials of one of my daughters.
Oh, that's cool.
And I kept having this vision of what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. And her initials came to my mind. And I said, all right, God, what do you want me to do with MTB? Because usually when her initials comes to my mind, that means she's calling me, getting ready to ask for money.
That's the father's intuition.
Yeah, that's right.
What you want, baby girl?
Exactly. Whenever I have her initials come to mind is either that or something, right?
Yeah.
But MTB kept coming to me. So then he just put the words every day. He gave me a word. Like the first day was made. The second day was to. And then eventually believe. And I said, so what do you want me to do with this? And he says, well, look at your journey and look at what you've been through and then put those words to your life. And I woke up one day and I said, now I know what I'm supposed to do. You know, made to believe is I am made to believe that there is nothing I can't accomplish.
Hallelujah. Say that one more time.
I am made to believe that there is nothing that I can't accomplish.
Seriously.
And yeah.
Because people think like, oh my gosh, like I can't do it. It's so hard and da-da-da-da. And you know us, like we have many hats that we wear. And I'm sure obviously you do too. And they look at us and be like, how do you do it? It's like, how do you not do it? You know what I'm saying? God gives us all these tools to use them and people in our ways, in our paths to help us and guide us. And it's not hard. You know, everybody thinks it's so hard when it's really not. You know what I'm saying? It takes time and effort and dedication. You know what I'm saying? But it's amazing that you do that. So when did you start this?
MTB was started on or about maybe two and a half years ago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Awesome. 2.5 years ago. And what I did was I started it with the thought in mind to develop a network of like-minded people.
Yes.
You know, and as you may notice, MTB, and I write beneath that, I have Overcoming Adversity Specialist.
Nice.
That's who I am.
Yeah.
Morning, noon, and night.
That's
I'm
awesome.
just based on, again, I'm attaching my journey to the name, you know, Made to Believe, and then Overcoming Adversity Specialist. And who cannot in their life relate to those three words, Overcoming Adversity Specialist?
Exactly.
We've all had to overcome adversity. All right, so I just put a specialist to it.
Exactly.
And now I say
you made it your own.
Exactly.
So
and not only did I make it my own, I own that phrase.
Yes.
So if somebody uses it, they got to pay me a lot of money.
Well, we're going to have to talk about that. There's a couple of phrases that I need to be owning.
I own that.
That's so is one of them.
That's so right.
Made to Believe Overcoming Adversity Specialist.
Okay.
And that's why I now say in a lot of my shows and a lot of things I do, people introduce me as, you know, the Overcoming Adversity Specialist.
There we go.
And like I said, that kind of like just went so much to my life and all the things that I overcame. And I said, this is where I want to go, and this is where God wants me to be in the space with all the things that I overcame and what I used to do. But what I used to do was preparing me for what I'm doing now.
That's a fact, definitely.
So, tell us about H Bosh Jr. and the journey.
Okay, well, my journey is
Yeah.
Gotta tip
that to the side a little bit, yeah.
Always good to have a little hat.
I threw my whole wiggy on today,
Yeah,
guys.
right.
I was like, take a minute, take a minute.
Yeah, I love hats. And I always tell people
Well,
it's
it fits
good.
you very well.
Right, it's good to have a little attitude. Right? So my journey is like threefold. It starts with the entrepreneurial spirit.
Yes.
And then it also it also involves the criminal justice system, and then it evolves into media, TV, and radio. Okay. So which piece would you like me? Oh, I'll start with the entrepreneur.
I was
side.
gonna say, take it from the top,
Okay.
honey. Take it from the
So
top.
and I'm grateful because a lot of times, if I can share this story,
Of course.
for over 20 years, I was in the moving and storage business. At one time, I had the largest minority-owned moving company
Wow,
in
congratulations.
upstate New York.
That's
I had
awesome.
3 trucks, 12 workers, and God had blessed me. I was making almost $500,000 a year.
Wow, that's
All right.
amazing.
All right, but I also gave back as much as I received.
Yes.
All right, and I was very blessed. So when I see a lot of these young entrepreneurs, I'm grateful because I like to think in a little small way they stand on my shoulders.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them, because a lot of what they're doing, I paved the way for.
I was just
like
gonna say
people
that,
paved the way for me.
Mm-hmm.
I paved the way for them, you know, teaching them how to start a business, how to run a business, how to maintain a business. So for about 25 years, I was in the moving and storage business, like I said, and I was the largest minority-owned moving company in upstate New York. And then all of a sudden, April 29th, 2005, I was in my house working out, and I was preparing to MC a gospel concert at the local church that I was attending. And smelled smoke, and just like that,
Oh, wow.
15 minutes, everything I owned went
my
up
gosh.
in smoke. Okay,
Thank God
lost
it hurt.
lost everything.
Oh my gosh.
And it was devastating.
Yeah.
It was traumatic, and it was also just unbelievable, you know, to lose everything. And I'll say this: I like to dress,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a wardrobe second to none.
Wow.
Yeah, and all of that. But what was really crushing and demoralizing was I lost all my pictures, my
I
memorandum.
know, that's the worst.
I lost
part
my
of that.
life from up to 45. I lost my life. Kids' pictures, the gloves when I was the pallbearer at my mother's funeral. All of that stuff was just wiped out. And I had to, put my life back together. So when the fire happened, that was in April. 1 month later, okay, I submitted it to the insurance company, and I'm doing everything that the insurance company asked me. You know, they went through my life with a fine-tooth comb, financial records, employee records, credit check, all the things that would raise a red flag or a smoking gun, so to speak, for an arson investigation.
Mm-hmm.
None of them applied to me. Credit was great, never missed a payroll, own my own home, upstanding member in society, right? But they just kept digging and digging and digging. And what I began to realize was I was going from victim to suspect.
Exactly.
You know, from victim to suspect.
Wow.
And I'll tell you in a nutshell why. My house at that time was appraised at $72,000, but it was insured for almost $500,000.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I know now that the insurance company decided early on that they were not going to pay me that policy.
Wow.
And they were going to do any and everything they could to get out from under it.
Mhm.
So April was the fire. June 9th, I'm arrested.
What?
Charged
That's insane.
with arson.
Are you serious?
Wow.
Facing 35 years in prison.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, facing 35 years. Now, once again, upstanding member of society, a employer in the black community. Actually, they were grooming me to run for political office.
Wow.
I was always on the right side of the issues and really, really was involved in trying to make a difference in our community. You know, young black men. You know, did a lot of stuff with,
which we need more of.
Yeah, I did a lot of stuff with young black men who came home, re-entry, and they couldn't get jobs. They came to work for me.
Exactly.
You know, all right. I said, you know, I don't expect you to be lifting furniture for the rest of your life, but here's a start.
Yeah.
You know,
you gotta start
sometimes
somewhere.
that's all they
start
need.
somewhere. And if
somebody
you,
to believe in them, help them out.
if you, on one of my cars, I have the license plate. It says Kuhama. So real quick story. One day I was doing a job in Brooklyn, and it was this brother who worked for me. He was from Africa, the Congo.
Yeah.
They used to be named Zaire, and now it's called Congo, right? And he says to me, he says, Bosh Kuhama. So I'm like, I don't know what that means, but if it better mean lifting furniture. Because that's what you're going to be doing when we get to Brooklyn, right? But Kuhama meant mover in Swahili.
Oh, wow.
I like that.
That is nice.
So I went and I in my car,
Kuhama.
all right, one of my license plates right here says Kuhama.
Nice.
I've had that for over 25 years. I really like that.
Yeah, it
yes.
stuck with you.
Yeah, it stuck with me. And not
Definitely.
only that, it was a way of advertising indirectly. When people would see me, I wouldn't have to give them a card. They would say, what does Kuhama mean? I'm like, that means,
mover.
right, mover in Swahili.
Yeah.
Oh, give me a card.
Yeah, but move up can be so many things. You can move by motivating others. You can move people by touching their social.
So you're stealing my thunder.
Yep,
Money.
you're stealing it, right?
Yep, because I'm gonna get to
Jumping
that.
out
Jumping out the car.
That's right.
Let him
Yeah, let me.
I'm feeling myself that.
So anyway, I was arrested, charged with facing 35 years. I think 5 felony counts, insurance fraud, indifference to human life. It was 3 other, because they had 7 agencies coming after me. So to cherry pick this story, I was arrested, charged with arson, burning down my own house. 2 years later, after spending upwards of $200,000 cash money of my own money, $200,000 in legal fees, November 7th, all right, 2007, by God's grace and mercy, I was found innocent.
Amen.
Acquitted after a
They should have paid you back all that $200,000.
Come on now.
I'm jumping out here.
Yeah, you're right. You're going to get some of the Kool-Aid. So after a 4-week trial, I was found innocent, and by God's grace and mercy, I went after them.
Okay.
You see,
I know that's right.
I went after the insurance company that turned my life upside down.
Yes.
You know,
that $500,000 gonna turn into a few million.
Yeah, but what I tell people though is no money in the world is worth your freedom.
No, of course not.
Exactly. You see, because I could have very well been sitting in prison for the rest of my life, 6x9 cell for something I didn't do.
Do you know how many people they probably have like that? Because they didn't want to pay out their freaking money.
Come on.
So sad.
She must have. You must have read my bio.
We're
getting to all of that. We're getting
That's
to
a
all
whole
that.
nother movement.
Yeah, right.
You
So
be doing.
After the acquittal, and like I said, I'm cherry picking it. I stepped back and I says, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? You know, because my heart wasn't into my moving company, but I kept it strong until I won. I didn't buckle. I didn't go bankrupt. But, you know, it took a big toll on me, you know. And this was huge, my arrest, because I knew, just like now, everybody knew me. I moved Albany, Troy, Schenectady 20 times over, okay? Everybody knew who I was. Bosh moving, either by moving or just by being involved in the community. My daughter would oftentimes joke, she said, Dad, we can't go to Golden Corral because you spend all day shaking hands. All right. And I would say, yeah, but babe, why is it when I'm sitting at the table, they got to walk over and want to shake my hand when I got a piece of chicken in my mouth? Can't they see that I'm eating? But that was a blessing because I had help. And like I always tell people, I'm more than a business. I like to think I'm a ministry. because I helped so many people. I used to do, I was involved with domestic violence before domestic violence was quote unquote the popular. All right. What I used to do, and I thank God gave me the opportunity to do this. I used to do a lot of domestic violence relocations. All right. So I'll give you an example. If you were involved in a domestic violence altercation, an agency would call me and they says, "Look, Mr. Bosh, you need to get Jess out ASAP."
So you moved the whole house.
Exactly.
Okay.
I would be there in a moment's notice.
That's awesome.
I would move you, put it in storage, and I would take you anywhere in the country. All right.
Wow.
All right. In addition to that, I also did stuff for agencies for people who were getting their kids back. All right. For reentry. And one of my best jobs in my entire life was one day. I was moving this sister. Her name is Alardre, right? A Hispanic sister. She got custody of her kids, and we were going down to the Bronx to pick up her kids and to move her stuff from the Bronx to Albany. And I did that, right? Because she got custody. She went through the program, you know, and she did very good in her drug rehab process. Yeah, amen. So 5 or 6 years later, I'm in a supermarket. All right, the kids were like 9 or 10 then. Now they're teenagers. So I can't think of her daughter's name, but she walks up to me, pretty as the day is long. She says, "Hi, you remember me?" I'm like, "No." She said, "You're the mover man." And she said, "You're the one who brought my mommy back home to me." Come on.
Exactly. That's
Those are the moments.
It don't get better than that. That was my Super Bowl. Look, I gotta take my hat off from that. That was my Super Bowl.
Exactly.
You know, and I had so many moments like that. I had another moment where there was a young man that was giving his mom all kinds of problems, and she walked up to me and she says, "Mr. Bosh, I admire you." And I'm like, "Okay, why?" She said, "Because very often do you see a black man who is supervising other black men and they respect him."
Yes.
She said, "I see the way you show up and you got your crew and they respect you." You know, young black men, and a lot of these black men were challenged, just came home, but they knew when you come to me, your pants is up, no do-rag, you're going to wear the shirt because you're going into $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 homes.
And you're representing me.
No, first of all, you represent yourself.
Well, yourself. And
then you represent me.
Exactly.
And all of that's going to be good. And she said, "I just see the way they react to you, you know, with, you know, they respect you. And I hear them saying, 'Oh, he's a good guy to work with, but he don't take no junk. You don't do the right thing, he's firing. Gotta go, you know?'" So she says, "If you would be so kind, I would love you to mentor my son."
That's awesome.
Come on, ladies.
Exactly.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know, young man, 14 years old, you know. She said, "If you would be so kind to mentor him." This young man is in California, 3 children, has a master's degree, and teaches at a college.
You want to take my baby? Javon! I'm baby.
Every year he sends me a Christmas card, you know, of what I did for him. But like I tell people, I was just being me.
Yes.
I was just a humble servant. God was using me as a vessel, you know, to spread love, to give love, you know, all right, to move the ball forward and to give it back. And that was so nice when she said, "Could you take my son and just have him be around you?" You know, here's another story. A young man broke into one of my trucks one day, and I knew he had a problem. Because what person breaks into a truck and falls asleep?
Yeah, that's amazing.
He literally fell asleep.
Unless he's a nurse.